Hey, how's it going? Seeing as how one of my most popular, if not my most popular video over my 5 or 6 years of being a YouTuber is my necessarily angry nice guy rant from a couple of years ago, and recently also my rant on shallow women. And seeing as how that seems to be a popular topic, or at least something popular everyone likes me to do, I have decided to start doing that a little bit more often. Now, on top of that, I've actually gotten some encouraging comments and some not so encouraging comments. But I will take all those in stride. If you want to say something to me, great. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's even better. You're free to your opinions. And just let them rip. I really don't mind. So, with that said and done, let's get on with the video. What's up? It's Autobot 410. This seems to be a very interesting question right now. Is being a gentleman becoming more of a liability? And I believe the rousing answer is, yeah. I'm not saying I agree with it, I'm not saying that I'm happy about it, but that's just the way it seems right now. Genuine definition of a gentleman is a person that is supportive, kind, doesn't meet with a girl just to get in her pants. Hey, if it happens, that's great, that's icing on the cake. But he doesn't do it generally just to get inside of a girl's pants. He is financially, emotionally, and mentally stable. Maybe not all the way out of the three, but he usually has everything in tune and taken care of. Now, for the past couple of years, ever since my breakup with my ex-girlfriend, I have not only put myself in the dating realm, but also on many different occasions I've taken myself out of the dating realm because, well, dating nowadays has become stupid. Okay? I'm not saying that it's a single sex. I'm not saying if it's a single person. I'm saying that's just the way it is right now. As you've seen in my earlier videos where I've talked about, you know, people being shallow or people not going for what they need instead what they want. That just seems like a thing nowadays. And one of the things that really got on my nerves is that being a gentleman has become more of a liability than it has become a strength. You see, a couple of decades ago, being a gentleman was an actual good thing that would actually make you far more attractive to women than it does now. Basically, the only way you can be, attractive to a woman is to either be a musclehead, a thug, any combination of the two, or just a loser who's literally able to make a girl feel so bad about herself that she'll just fall into his arms just to make herself feel better. A whole lot of people that I know have really told me that that's the way you gotta be. The very thought of doing that makes me sick to my stomach. I think the main reason why I have developed that gentleman's tendency is because I was not raised with a prominent father figure. Basically, I was raised by two women. I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. My father died when I was 10, so basically everything I learned about being a man, I had to learn on my own through either trial and error or from what I've read or observed. Yeah, it sucks. The thing that really gets to me is that a lot of women out there say they want a kind, gentleman, nice guy, person that'll be with them, to be their rock, to be with them and for them when things get rocky. But at the same time, they're looking for people that'll make that far more difficult for them. And that's confusing. It confuses the hell out of me. For example, as people know, I work on a cookie truck. I, make a fair decent amount of money, but I also have to work with a partner for a good 50-60% of the time. And unfortunately, the guy I'm working with is a wannabe thug. Basically, I've been working with him for about 5 to 6 months. Not voluntarily, I mind you. To be honest, there are some days I just want to take him out to the nearest field and pile drive him to the ground. I'm gonna plant me a dumbass tree. Me and him bump heads so often because his mannerisms, his treatment of not only himself, but the people around him, and especially women. This gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves when a person who acts that way is seen as the superior male. It makes no sense to me. I'm not sure if it's because that's what the social norm is, or if it's just something that's built into a female mind. I don't know. I don't have the heart to ask. I don't like to force any of my views on anyone else. All I do is just point it out from what I've seen. And to be honest, this is getting kind of fucking stupid. For example, let's say that you have a girl that you've known for a couple of years. You've always been there for her, you've always been her kind, you've always been her rock, you've always been there. Why the heck are you women searching for guys that are not paying their own rent, have a car that works, have a job that can be stabilized? You know, common shit. Stuff that people everywhere should be able to have. For example, I have been single for about 5 years now. For a whole lot of people who know me, they have no idea why. Sure, partially it's by choice, but mostly it's because, I think I can put this in the best analogy, that I was just born in the wrong century. I'd be right at home on some ancient field playing a lute outside of a girl's window and serenading her. And, you know, when we finally get hitched or actually become a couple, I want to make her happy as much as she makes me. I never want to hurt her. I never want to make her feel bad. I never want her to have to worry about anything. I want to treat her like an equal, like a person, not a pair of tits with a face, which pretty much is what most of these street thugs think of women anyway, which is kind of bad. Being a gentleman is not an easy path. That's why I think a whole lot of guys are not doing it nowadays. They don't believe in going out there and getting stuff done and going to work on time and not getting stoned or drunk or whatever, and just being generally responsible. I had that beat into my head. I had no choice in the matter. Even though now that I'm an adult and I do have a choice in the matter on that, I don't think I would be happy being any other way. Being a responsible adult, because that's what I am now, is far more acceptable to me than going out there and drinking and partying and being genuinely what is expected of a black male my age. And because of that, I am not only ridiculed and insulted, and as you can tell, going through a relatively dry phase. Yeah, that's really frustrating. 5 years is a long time. It confuses me. It really messes with my head. And I'm not sure if it confuses anyone else. I'm not sure if maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just in the relative area that I'm living in, because I live in the Bay Area of California, where being a thug is actually a plus. It really is. I mean, most of the people that I know are not out there working for themselves, but the ones that are had to work really hard to find a significant other that saw them as what they needed and didn't go exactly for what they wanted. And it's a very confusing thing. I have spoken to multiple women that I know and some of them that I don't know on this subject. And some of the reactions I've gotten have actually surprised me, so I'm gonna, list off a few of those. Most women, being stable is boring. Having a guy that will always, know how to fix things or know how to stabilize things, it's not exciting for them. They need spontaneity. They need something that's going to have them on their toes. And then when something bad goes along with it, and all of a sudden things start falling apart, they have no idea why it happened. They have no idea what to do afterwards. And when they do actually go after the guy that is more stable, he has gone through so much bullshit with that he doesn't want to go through it anymore. I'm on the edge of that. I am on the edge of saying, you know what, fuck relationships, fuck women, fuck all this shit. I don't need it. I have things that I need. I have things I gotta take up on my own. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And they become either straight assholes or they just cut themselves off. They don't want to have anything to do with people at all. And I'm on the borderline of that because it keeps on happening and it makes no sense to me. And all I can do is, you know, try to keep my cool, try not to let people know how much it bothers me, and well, basically just work out what I'm thinking or what I know of through videos, through my music, and just concentrate on my work. I'm working 17-hour days just to keep this out of my head and keep from getting upset from all this confusion. And I'm hoping that maybe in time we as a people will move past that. But as things are going, as far as the media, as far as words of mouth, as far as, you know, just all this happening, it's bringing us down as a people. Okay? It really is. And I think the worst thing about it is that there's actually guys out there that will actually get angry and ridicule people like me, people that think like me, people that have the same morals as I do, and say that we are a disgrace to males. And I've actually gotten that a couple of times, and I take it in stride. If that person was to say that, he's right to his opinion, but it really, you know, makes me lose my faith in people. So that's just my view on it, and I just wanted to get that off my chest. And I'm probably going to do a lot more of these because this is really, really soul cleansing and I enjoy it. So if you have any opinions, any questions, any topics you want me to bring up, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, send me an email, send it in the comments, whatever works for you guys. And I will see you guys in my next video. So I will leave it at that. Till all are one.